You're a fascination, but I bet you've heard that enough. Despite the complications that arise from being far too drunk, I was the first one who fell in love. That's when we had a falling out. Thank you for the consolations. I knew that my chances were 1,000 to 1. Give me some more room to make mistakes. It's gonna take a lot more to rattle my snakes. Work your way into the bone, rise and shine on worth my weight and work your way into the bone, rise and shine on worth my weight in gold. Let me be your piece of fiction, something for you to adore. No need to be suspicious, I'd just like for you to read a little bit more. You're the last one I want to be breaking my heart. So tell me now, what have I done? They must have lost my invitation. I guess I'll enjoy the company of one. Give me some more room to make mistakes. It's gonna take a lot more to rattle my snakes. So work your way into the bone, rise to shed on worth my weight and work your way into the bone, rise to shed on worth my weight in gold. And I'm worth my weight in gold. You're a fascination, but I bet you've heard that enough. Thank you. You sit in the fountain in the National Garden as the coins collect in the palm of your hand. You crashed the boat you rent and you just had to laugh. In the photograph you forgot to send me in a moment apart. We couldn't find an answer, so lift the anchor, try to find a way into the Tropic of Cancer. The Tropic of Cancer. Your hotel sits above a district once removed. You can't see the bottom from your balcony view. The water looks just like broken glass. In the photograph you forgot to send me, in a moment apart, we couldn't find an answer. So lift the anchor, try to find a way into the Tropic of Cancer. The Tropic of Cancer. And well, I know I said I'd be here, but I was lying somewhere in the Tropic of Cancer. When the colors are thin, and yes, we move to break the fever. And no, they're not your friends, those ones out there. And it's under your skin. Baby, it's true, the longer we hear that sound, and oh, how it burns, the deeper it is. Tip of the tongue and it's under your skin. Baby, it's true, the longer we hear that sound. Slow your hearts as it falls upon you, and quiet down in those empty rooms. My eyes still close at night when I'm meeting your others, and I can't find you. Deeper it is, tip of the tongue and it's under your skin. Baby, it's true, the longer we hear that sound, and oh, how it burns, the deeper it is, tip of the tongue and it's under your skin. Baby, it's true, the longer we hear that sound. We're gonna stoke the heat till it's too much to bear. Bring out the secrets in the locks of your hair. I keep my women near and my girls close, just trying to act like a young man's supposed to. We're gonna stoke the heat till it's too much to bear. Bring out the secrets in the locks of your hair. Keep my women near, my girls close, trying to act like a young man's supposed to. Like a young man's supposed to. it's under your skin. Baby, it's true, the longer we hear that sound. And oh, how it burns, the deeper it is, tip of the tongue, and it's under your skin. Baby, it's true, the longer we hear that sound. Like a young man supposed to. Hear that sound. Like a young man supposed to. And we hear that sound.
Welcome back to Boston Rock Talk. We're here with Bearstronaut, Dave Martineau and his gang. Dave, want to introduce the gang to us?
Yes, please. This is Phil Bovair on drums. Got Nate Marsden on bass guitar, Paul LaMontagne on guitar and keys.
I have a first question that's obvious. There was no drummer here today.
It's true. We're really lucky where these two guys are kind of our production team, and one of the main things we wanted to do with this new record is really make sure that the songs could, transcend a general live bass guitar drum situation and could do a stripped down thing. So we had these guys kind of reformulate the songs a little bit.
So if we were to see you in a full concert, you would be on drums.
That's correct.
That's right, exactly. All right, well, I guess you're a new band to a lot of people here, so it's kind of introduce yourself in terms of where you're coming from, and I guess just let me start with the name, if you don't mind, because it's something I'm sure people will puzzle over, or at least go, what the? So Bearstronaut comes from?
It's from a Brad Neely comic online, and honestly it was just something that kind of jumped out at us in the beginning, and we really have worked over the last 5+ years to make it our own thing, and not make it some silly cartoon.
Right.
So I'm proud to say that we have made it our own brand, and we're very proud to show people what our version of Bearstronaut is and what this is.
Have comic book Bearstronaut fans come to you?
Oh, I think it was earlier on.
No, honestly, only one person maybe picked up on it. It's a very, very tiny reference that we kind of just. Honestly, we just didn't think much about it. We just played a show and called ourselves that. So.
It's so many bands that I've talked to sort of come to their name that way.
Right.
It's almost like just pick it out of a hat and it's like, fine, go with that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I mean, even I'm not saying it's a silly name because it isn't, but even the silliest name can become profound if the band is great, right? They carry on, Radiohead, Talking Head song.
Yeah, Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters, right, exactly. One of the things you guys do is there's a heavy synth pop element to it, and some of the people who have written about you have said, they're bringing back an 80s sound, Depeche Mode, OMD, New Order, bands like that. Would that be an accurate summation of where you guys are coming from, or how important was that?
I think we definitely reference that for sure. I mean, we're not gonna lie, we love a lot of those vintage type synthesizers and that type of production, but when we try to write new music, we're not necessarily looking at, making a copy of this stuff. We just try to think of what we are into, like new music we're into, and that's just sometimes that's our toolboxes.
I was going to say, because you guys are in your late 20s, so you didn't exactly grow up with that music, or it was in the womb or something like that. But what is it about that style that appeals to you? That, I mean, and again, I'm not saying you're copying or aping it, but obviously that's a root for you on some level. What do you like about that?
I think for me it was there's something about just different textures. Really, it's I like having synths, incorporating keyboards and stuff like that. So it's not just the basic drums, basic guitar, and you can just incorporate samples and we went down to Puerto Rico a couple years ago. We started working on our album, and we just walked around a couple of days. We were there for a few days, and we just recorded a bunch of different sounds, and we incorporated that into our new album.
Sort of some island rhythms in there too,
aren't
there? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I think one to speak to the '80s thing too is I think the biggest influence is songwriting is something that we really latched onto. Is all these different types of songwriters from all those different bands. People who tell really bizarre stories, but you wouldn't really know unless you kind of dig a little deeper. So I think that's one thing we really latched onto to bands like ABC and Talking Heads and things like that.
ABC, I'd forgotten about. That's
Yeah.
a very good reference point too. That's good. Yeah, actually, when I got deeper and deeper into the album, listening to it, which I guess we should say is Telecoast, out now, or it will be out now as this airs.
Yep.
As I got deeper and deeper into it, I realized that the singer or the character or whoever you're singing about, be it you or someone else, it maybe has some self-esteem issues in some of those songs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, well, yeah.
It's all yours.
Thanks for being here.
Just,
guys.
I'm your shrink. Just
Yeah,
tell,
right.
tell me all about it, Dave.
Musicians having self-esteem issues, I've never heard
Not
of.
a chance. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. No, I think it's there are definitely a lot of characters on the album between the songs. Some kind of pop up here and there, but I think there's a common theme of escape and wanting to do more and wanting to see more. Whatever that might be. And I think, that's something definitely that we based this band on from day one is, we were just college kids trying to figure out, what kind of jobs we were going to get and what we could do to like really try and do the music thing. And, we've always said that this band is going to be a vehicle for us to see things we've never seen before, and we've been able to do that. We've traveled the country and we've gone out of the country and gotten to go to Puerto Rico to write an album. So.
Right. Now, actually, let's talk about that. You won a contest.
We did.
And that enabled you really to put the money, the gear together to make the record, right?
Yeah.
What happened? Tell briefly what happened in that contest.
Yeah, so we the Get Out of the Garage competition through Guitar Center. We were fortunate enough to win. We didn't even know we were entered. Dave told us.
You didn't know you were entered?
Dave
I kinda
entered us.
forgot.
Yeah, we totally forgot until it was time for the semifinals, I guess, and we got the call to go down to Brooklyn, and the whole thing was just kind of unreal.
So was it a live competition?
Yeah.
Okay, but you didn't. So you submitted recorded music.
Right.
They liked that enough to bring you down to.
There was 5 finalists, and so the final event was sort of everyone involved in the contest was there, and we performed 2 songs just like everybody else, and then they went back and the Best Coast was there. They played, and then there was a period of time where we were just waiting for them to decide what they were gonna do, and then we just found out we won, and it was just kind of
It's pretty
pretty
unreal.
surreal
yeah.
after that.
So that did lead to the recording of the record. I mean, that allowed you to
Yeah.
finance it, et cetera.
Yeah, we were lucky to get a lot of studio time out of it, which, being a band on a budget, which we've been doing for the last, some odd years, we know how to kind of utilize resources and focus energy into like things that we definitely need. It's things that we can't do in our apartment, for instance. So we knew that when we were going to go to Brooklyn, we were just going to try and get as much done as we possibly could. So we definitely made a game plan as, we're going to get all the drum sounds we need, all the guitar sounds we need, but also, getting to work with someone, that isn't in the band or in our crew all the time to help us kind of hear the songs differently
The
was
producer.
huge. Yeah,
Jason
Jason
Finkel,
Fink. Yeah. So Jason Finkel was able to help us out tremendously by being able to say, hey, these songs, could sound like this, or you step out a little bit and listen to it this way.
It's also really helpful to be able to play in the same room together and record everything. That's not a luxury we always have.
There's no neighbors.
Yeah,
We were
it's
pretty
basically
we were pretty far along with recording. I mean, we had essentially all the songs, and they were in a recorded state, and we were using them as, getting to final product. But then we had studio time to just make drum sounds and play live, and like the rhythm section could be more, give a better feel, and that's what we try to take advantage of with the studio time because we were ready to do that.
Were there things he added or subtracted from what you guys had?
Subtracted.
No, it's a good
Yeah.
way. Because, I mean, it's a very airy kind of album in a way, in a good way. A-I-R-Y, airy. No, not eerie, airy. What sort of things did he take out then, maybe, or suggest?
Well, I think that since from a production standpoint, we get a lot of ideas going, and they get really like a dense brick, and then maybe each part isn't necessarily highlighted in its own way.
Right.
So now it's more like what's essential and finding out what complements and what really takes away, and actually could save room for something else that's maybe a better idea. So it's sort of like taking a step back and looking at what was important going on.
Jason was also really good at even just something as simple as, what if you sped this song up? What if you slowed this song down?
Really, yeah.
Just something as simple and as that we would never think of at home, just because we're working on it and we're just like, this is the song, this is how it is. But having that outside opinion, being like, have you thought about it this way? It's just, it was great.
And his credits are pretty good, right? He's worked with Tori Amos, I believe.
Gwen Stefani, I know.
Well, we actually worked with him years ago on one track.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
And so we didn't really know who he was involved with, and then when we got the chance to go back to that same studio, we asked if he could be involved. And so, yeah, fortunately he was free. And
Sort of leading into the songwriting question, it's an obvious one, and I'm sure songs come together in different ways, but how do they generally start?
I think for a while in the beginning we were definitely a guitar-driven band, and we would kind of woodshed things in the practice space. But then as we were living together for a little while, and then we kind of, time became a little bit more sacred to us. So we started doing more demos, where we would kind of email around demos to each other and, song concepts, ideas, lyrics, and just see, okay, we've got this thing definitely has legs, let's try to move on that. And, this record has versions and versions of all these songs that are all locked away. But it felt good to really, try a lot of different things and, be able to say, all right, well, if this was a slow song, what would it sound like if it was a fast song?
Right, sure, that's good. Your plans are, this album or the CD is out in June. You have a vinyl thing coming at some point later, correct?
Yeah, at some point. We definitely want to make that happen. Vinyl's pretty expensive for a band of our caliber who doesn't have a lot of financial backing besides playing shows.
Right.
So we definitely want to do it at some point. One thing to kind of supplement that is we shot a music video for every single song on the record. Yeah.
In 2 days.
In 2 days. So
how does that happen?
A lot of help from your friends.
A lot of friends.
How many hours are there in a day? 24,
God.
24 times 2, 48.
I think we
pretty
stretched
quick
it a
work.
little bit. Yeah.
Did you have beautiful Duran Duran-like models in your videos?
Oh, man.
You could say that.
Oh, man. You want to talk about the
they're all
It was
kind of
mostly
different, though.
live performance based.
Yeah.
Changed up the arrangement of the instruments and the stage. We changed the stage, and it was basically like an open space down in Connecticut where we shot it, and changed the lighting setup. Our friend Alex directed the whole thing, and just kind of listened to each song and just planned through like what would look best for each song.
Yeah,
So-
there's not a lot of people you could approach, no matter how good of friends you are, and say, do you want to shoot 10 music videos in 2 days? And they're like, yeah, let's do it.
And you need to figure it out.
And you
because
got to
we don't
figure
know anything about that.
We don't know anything about cameras or lights.
But we got ideas.
Yeah. But yeah, Alex Edmond really
And
made it all happen.
his whole team,
His
yeah.
team is incredible. So
And he was good at being honest to be like, you can't really do that within the time frame, but we can do this, and it's gonna look good.
Well, actually, when we first got down there, we couldn't even get power.
God.
He brought down these like 5K lights or something that like the building just literally couldn't even power. So we were like falling behind schedule, and we were just thinking on our feet and rented a generator, and the generators powered it through the whole weekend. So
Total DIY
yeah,
experience.
it was
Gas
pretty
power
crazy.
shoot.
Yeah.
That's good. You know what's kind of interesting to me is, obviously you're a band, as you say, a band on a budget, you're just starting out and all that. But one of the things in the music, there is really a sense of richness and kind of grandeur to it, I think, which maybe serves as sometimes a contrast to what you're going through lyrically. I don't know if you think about those kind of things, but there does seem to be different waves kind of coming at each other and crisscrossing,
It's I write a majority of the lyrical content, and I definitely come to these guys with some pretty weird stories sometimes, but they do a really great job of, they're my best editors, and we've definitely approached our songwriting as far as like having maybe a darker lyrical content with some lighter kind of textures, like keyboards or just airy, in general. And then sometimes we'll do the opposite. So
It's kind of a cliche question, but not a bad one in terms of the singer and the character in the song. How close are you, the singer, the writer, to the character?
pretty close. I was an English major, so I like to create characters and create, different worlds, I guess. I wouldn't say any of our songs are like sci-fi or anything like that, but I think, a lot of our songs are based on either people I know or things I've witnessed or experienced and things like that. So,
Well, they're kind of set pieces in a way. You kind of tell a story maybe without an end necessarily,
Yeah.
but it's kind of sort of a not a snapshot, but
Vignette.
Vignette. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. One thing I didn't know until just before starting this interview is that, Dave, you have a alternate personality in a other band, and I think this may be news. No, it's not news to your bandmates, but there's a band called Wolfsmith, I believe.
That's correct.
Tell people a little bit about Wolfsmith.
Okay. Yeah, I have a band called Wolfsmith, which I grew up playing metal, so that was my thing for a long time in high school and whatnot. But I was lucky enough to meet some other guys in college too that kind of started off as a joke, where we like to watch Roadhouse a lot and wanted to kind of base a band around that idea of Roadhouse. We used to be called Dump Truck, and there was a Boston band called Dump Truck. So we changed our name out of respect.
Well, you could have done what Dinosaur Jr. did. You could have been Dump Truck Jr.
Doesn't have the same ring.
But yeah, it's a little bit more motorcycle rock, I guess.
So this band still exists then?
Oh we're still around for sure. So.
Do you grow your hair long quickly to do that?
I learned that lesson a long time ago. I don't look too great with long hair, so I'm moving on from that. So.
I think sartorially your style is perfect for this band.
Oh, thank you. All right.
I think that works well. it's funny, but that really was a surprise to me when I found out you were doing that. It's like this mild-mannered fellow.
All right.
Do you bark like Lemmy?
Oh no, I just play guitar in it.
Oh, okay.
I made sure.
Okay. Fine.
We have a lead singer.
Separate.
Yeah, so.
Very separate entity.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And you're not challenged by this other band existing, are you?
No, they're our friends, so we love them. So we actually share the practice space. So Dave's there twice as much as we are.
That's good.
And,
That's good. Well, look, you guys are going to play us out with a band called You guys are going to play us out with a song called Shadow, which is a real interesting song. I mean, I think we touched on this before, but I think you're basically accepting the role of being this girlfriend's shadow, following around, and maybe not even being with her. Can you tell me a bit about that? I mean, that emotion and that.
Yeah, this song, we took a long time on this song specifically out of the 10 on the record, and it took a lot of different shapes. I think the main kind of theme for the song is it's okay to be alone sometimes, and I think it took us a while to kind of get there too, to kind of figure out what is this song about. So I like giving people a song that they can kind of make their own. And that's, sometimes Paul and Phil help me out with like figuring out is it a little too far to the interpretation side of things, but I think that we figured it out and we honed in on the idea of you can be alone and you can do things on your own and you can find happiness alone if you need to.
It's a good message. It's great. Nice. All right. Well, look, I'd like to thank you guys for being here on Boston Rock Talk. Bearstronaut, new album Telecoast, out now, on tour. I believe, right?
We'll be playing throughout the summer and the fall, yeah.
All right. Thanks very much. Thank you for watching. They're going to take us out with Shadow.
In the palm of your hands, running down your back at every word's end. You can let me down, put me in my place. Although you've had enough, there's no more I can take. Baby, I'm just here to work and let you take the lead. When you stare into the lights, you know where to find me. I can be your shadow. You and I together, and I know I wanna be there, girl, but I can't even be there for myself. I'm the one you want, bring you to your knees. What you need the most is a chance to leave. I wanna take you somewhere that you've never seen. Japan or Amsterdam, doesn't have to be a dream. Maybe I'm just here to work and play by the rules of a attraction. I'll be there in front of you when we're running from the sun. I can be your shadow. You and I together, and I know I wanna be there, girl, but I can't even be there for myself. I can be your shadow. You and I together, and I know I wanna be there, girl, but I can't even be there for myself. I can be a shadow. You and I together, and I know I wanna be there, girl, but I can't even be there for myself. And you know I have you when you walk away, and you know I have you when you walk away. Just walk away.